So, welcome to episode 50 of Real Voices of Happy Valley. We're
A
going
landmark.
It is indeed, and a landmark that we will acknowledge by taking a bit of a break for a month or so.
Yeah.
And
I'm travelling round with friends in September.
yes,
so.
I've got a weekend in Scotland.
Yeah, I'm going to Prague and Spain, and you're going to Scotland.
Yes.
So, yes, not really conducive to doing podcasts.
No, but we shall be back. This one is really interesting, isn't it? Alison Redfern.
Yes, yeah. She runs, or is part of, a group that runs the Scarecrow Festival in Walsden.
Yeah, which is much more than just scarecrows going up. It's really sort of hub of the community, isn't it?
Yes,
Brings the community together in really great ways.
Yeah, as she says, it started off as a thing for St. Peter's Church and has grown, and the church is closed at the moment. So it's kind of morphed into quite a major event each year.
Yeah. Okay, so let's have a listen to Alison.
We're here in Walsden in the house of Alison Redfern, and she is in charge and started up the Walsden Scarecrow Festival. So, Alison, can you tell us what gave you the idea and why would you do that?
Well, the idea actually came from, I used to be on the fundraising committee for the St. Peter's Church in Walsden, and my group of ladies that I was on with, let's put it this way, they were quite mature in years, and they were getting a bit worried about how they were going to make funds for the church. Abseiling and things like that were quite out of the question. And then another lady in the village actually spoke to my daughter and said, "Oh, we've been to a Scarecrow Festival." And she said, "I wonder if it'd be something Walsden could do." And my daughter told me, and I thought about it, and I went, "Do you know, that's a damn good idea, really, because we don't have to do anything. The villagers do everything. We just have to put on maybe a cafe. We end up with the last scarecrow being in the church, and people will come in and they'll buy the cakes and the sandwiches and everything, make money for the church." And that's how it took off. It was just going to be a one-off. But on the end of that weekend, I had so many people, because I've been in Walsden near enough 40 years, so I know quite a lot of people. And at the end of the weekend, they basically said, "Alison, you must do it again. You've got to do it again. We'll join in next year." And that's how it started.
So what year was that?
That's 7 years ago. So what we're on? So it'd be 2017-ish. Yeah.
So you've had to go through lockdown.
We did. We had to. Yeah. We didn't do it for 1 year. But we came back, and it just got bigger as we've gone along. I realised I couldn't do it with just one person, and my old ladies, obviously, they couldn't do it. So then I brought on board other younger girls. So I've got about 7 on the team now, and they all take their own little responsibilities, and they do that. And
so what sort of things are those responsibilities?
So obviously I've got the advertising to do. We've got treasurer's job, secretary's job. We've got entertainment that goes off now. We have there's other things that we've brought in. We not only do the Scarecrow Trail, we also do a craft fair on the same day, and we also have a kitchen that's running with sandwiches, cakes, hot drinks, cold drinks, and we do that now. We used to do it in the church, but unfortunately there was issues with the church through getting to it. It's on quite a steep walk up to it. We found a lot of people with mobility problems couldn't get to it, so we moved it 2 years ago to the cricket club in Walsden.
Oh, right.
Oh, everyone knows the cricket club.
Which is a great base for us. It's more central. It's more a hub now.
So you have your cafe in there.
We have the cafe. We have the craft fair in there. People come and buy the maps. They walk round. They listen. We've had entertainment on the outside area.
So what sort of entertainment do you have?
The first year we had Dawn Chapman's line dancers out on the field. That was a great, they really enjoyed it. We've had singers. We've had Nicola Mills, who was the opera singer who went round during COVID.
Yes,
She came and did some.
Does a great Julie Andrews, doesn't
exactly,
she? I've seen her, yes. Yeah.
We've had Jiggery Folkery, a young youth group who play lots of musical instruments.
I know them. I put them on at Baptist Chapel, I think.
So we've had various people over the last couple of years that's done things for us. So that's been great. Yeah.
So does it? Without getting into too much detail about filthy lucre, does it make much money?
It does. Last year we made about £2,000 over the weekend. We give approximately about 90% of it that we make, we give to various charities and organisations, local mainly. The first one used to be the church, obviously. That's how we set it up. That's what I always said to the ladies. I would always give some to the church. Unfortunately, this year, they've had to close the church through some issues with the actual building. So we're not sure what's going to happen with that. But we've given to Andy's Man Club, who set up last year for men's mental health. We also provided money for 26 pensioners in the village to have a Christmas buffet meal.
Oh, excellent.
With everything provided, wines and a 3-course beautiful buffet it was.
Wow.
Which we think's a great thing to do, because these people, maybe they haven't got families, maybe it's their only time that they get together and they absolutely love it.
Oh, that's excellent. I mean, we must make Christmas for
yes, it's lovely.
It's a great family time, but if you haven't got family
exactly.
to hand,
and if they don't see each other from time to time, it's one thing that they do. They get together and they reminisce, and it's lovely. It's really nice. We've done smaller things. We had a young man who, his wife had died quite young, and he wanted to have a bench dedicated to her. So we gave some money to him. So there've been lots of things over the 7 years that we've given money to, apart from the church.
Oh, yeah. That's really good.
And do you have a theme each year?
We do.
Right.
We've had all sorts. We started off with nursery rhymes. We've had books. We've had films. This year it's heroes and villains. And we've asked people not to try and do the Batman, Spider-Man, all them type. We've said, think outside the box.
Yeah.
Try something different. Look for something maybe in a book or a television or anything different that's going to catch the judge's eyes and go, wow, that's really thought about it. And
after all, there's a saying I keep saying at the moment, which is not all heroes wear capes.
Exactly,
so,
exactly, yes.
That, yeah.
And I've seen a few of the entries so far, and they are taking notice of what we're saying, so it's good.
You're not giving anything away.
I am not giving anything away, no, just in case somebody goes, ooh.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Well, how have you seen them if they're not out on
What they do
display?
is we have entry forms, or they contact us by our email address or just over Facebook. I don't deal with that. My other daughter deals with that. She's the one who's sorting that. But I have seen some of the entry forms that have come back to me.
Saying what they're going to do.
What they're going to do, yes.
And what do they make them from?
You can make them from anything. You can make them out of straw, which is obviously the traditional way. But we've seen them out of just stuffing with paper or anything really, whatever you think, I can do it with that, cardboard tubes or whatever, yeah.
And people of all ages get involved?
All ages. This is the thing about it. You can be 3-year-old to 93-year-old. We don't mind if you do it by yourself, whether you want to do it with your family, whether you want to do it with your neighbours, your street, your business, whatever. Everybody is included in it. That is the great thing about this festival, that everybody can be included in it.
And when you say everybody, an awful lot of people in the village. get involved.
Yeah, pubs, clubs, individuals. Last year's winner was Alma Street, and as a street they all got together, and schools, and also they got together, and last year it was children's television. So what did they do? They did Sesame Street.
Yes, we were just looking before we came out. We were just having a look on.
And so they all decided which character out
YouTube.
of Sesame Street they were going to do, and they did it. They played, one house played the music. They put bunting up. They just went to town, and it was fantastic.
The whole street,
and it was a community thing, and that's what the judges loved about it. It was a whole street that got together and decided that. What a great thing! The whole street.
And it's great for the street as well, isn't it?
Yes,
I think over the years we've all been involved in sort of street parties and things like that.
And especially, I think, after coming out of COVID as well.
Yes, people needed something
to get together and do. And they don't only do that. There's things that are run by Walsden School. So they'll do Halloween. You know, that street does Halloween now and things like that. So it's carried. There's a lot of young families on that street, so it's great. They've got all the children, they've got all the mums and dads, and they've really entered into the spirit of it.
Oh, that's fantastic! So you've really brought them together.
Yeah,
as a street.
It's lovely. Yes.
And who does the judging?
I have one gentleman who has done it from the first year, Mr. Mark Johnson. He's involved with the churches in Todd, and Mark took it on the first year and did an excellent job. So he's had the vicar usually has helped him, whichever vicar it's been over the last few years, because we've had to change. We've had other people come in.
Catherine now, isn't it?
Yes, Reverend Kath. Yeah. So she's going to do it this year with Mark, and we've been sponsored this year for the first time by Waterside Lodge Residential Home.
Oh yes,
so they have sponsored this year's festival, and hopefully one of the main people there is going to come and help judge as well.
Oh, excellent!
Yeah. And I presume they get involved as well at Waterside Lodge.
They have done.
Yeah, the residents.
Yeah, so it's just nice. We also hold a schools competition.
I was just going to ask you about the schools.
We do a schools competition where again that was by Dawn Chapman, who sponsored that for the last 2 years. Waterside are going to sponsor that this year, and they get £100 prize money for the winner and £50 for the second
how many
place.
schools do you have?
Well,
in
there's
the
7 schools in Todd at the moment. We've got 3 entered. But whether it's 3 or the 7, it's still a competition. So they'll get the money.
And do they do it in the school?
They do it in the school, and then they bring it up to where we've got a space ready, dedicated for the schools, and they'll put it there for the weekend.
Right.
It's a nice project for a school, isn't it?
Yes.
So who can enter the Scarecrow? Is it
anybody
within Walsden?
Anybody. No, you don't have to be in Walsden. You can be from outside Walsden. If you're outside Walsden and you're wanting to do one, we will find you somewhere to position your display.
Yes, I was going to ask you about where, because I mean, there's a lot of people a lot of people who don't live in Walsden just think of it as the one road, Rochdale Road, going
That
through.
is the thing about Walsden. It's a long, thin village.
I think the last couple of years we've seen them outside people's houses and what have you. But
yes.
It's more than just the one street, isn't it?
As I say, on the entry forms, it will say, have you a position for this? If not, we will find you somewhere to put your and let you know well in time so that we can put your display there. Did have one year where they went right to the top.
Oh wow!
There was three families on Inchfield Road. The top one lived right at the top, and they did Jurassic Park. So as you were going up, there were dinosaurs all the way up the road. And then the last one was a cherry picker made into a dinosaur.
By the time you got up there,
but everybody were like, "Oh."
And when do the entries have to be in for?
The entries have to be in for the 6th of September.
Oh, so we're just about.
Yes, yes.
If anybody hasn't realised.
We have a great company that does all our printing of posters, and we had proper programmes last year. So it needs to be in so that they can get it all worked out and everything and put it in. And
yes, the competition itself is the 20th, is it?
It starts. The Friday night is the 20th. It's the 21st, 22nd that the actual scarecrows are being have to be out.
And it's grown over the 7 years.
Oh yes. Yes.
Do you know the numbers? How many did you have the first time?
No. You just realise, like on the Facebook page, we have a Walsden Scarecrow Festival page, and the amount of people that are making themselves members of the actual page goes up and up and up. So it's I think we're about 700 odd now. So
it's 750. I think I looked earlier.
750. Yeah. So we know that there's people that are getting to everybody, and it's a small village. Everybody knows everybody in Walsden, really. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So it gets around.
So if anybody wants to get involved,
get involved,
whether it's a last minute thing for this year or they want to be involved in planning it for the future,
yes.
What do they do?
They just they can get involved. They can talk to us on the Facebook page, as I say, the Walsden Scarecrow Festival page.
Right.
You're asking me a question now about our email address, which is walsdenscarecrowfestival@hotmail.com.
Right.
I need to remember the end of it, though.
Yeah.
I'm going to check that just in case.
It's okay. Well, don't worry about that. We'll give us that later. We'll mention that ourselves at the end.
Or if they're going to either Gordon Riggs Garden Centre, Stephanie at Sunflower, or the village stores, there is entry forms there. So you can pick up an entry form, fill that in. Mm-hmm. It has my address on it, so you can post it through my door.
Yeah. Sounds great.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you.
No, that's fine. Thank you very much.
Alison's memory is good. She got the email address right, Walsden Scarecrow Festival @hotmail.com. And she did also point out that last-minute entries can get in and be part of the Scarecrow Festival, but they may not be in the programme. So that's episode 50, and we're going to take a little bit of a break, give everyone a chance to review some of those 50 chats we've had with people.
Yes, yeah. You all know where to find them because you're listening to this.
Absolutely, all in the same place.
Yeah.
But it's been great learning about how people are looking after the community, the environment, themselves.
Yeah.
All in their own different ways.
Yeah, I know. Because we were thinking, I think one of the earliest, if not the earliest, was Roger O'Doherty, who films and photographs birds in his back garden. And there's some beautiful pictures, which is a very solitary thing to do. But when they're published into calendars, the money goes to local food banks. So he's involving the community there that way.
Yes, and we've spoken to lots of artists, lots of musicians, as you said. Just the one rock star.
Yes, that would be Winston Ploughs, the land artist who puts rocks and stones and pebbles and grass into sculptures. Marvellous.
Yes, fantastic. So we start off with a solitary Roger, and we've ended up with Alma Street. Everybody in the street got together.
Yes, yeah.
Made some scarecrows and things. So let's go and have a break.
Yes.
And we shall be back in a month or two.
Look forward to that.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.